So we're being asked, okay, what that we do not have anymore do we actually really want to reclaim? And what can we let go of? No, like for me, jetting around the country or around the world, speaking at conferences, I can let go of that. You know? I mean, online conferences don't have that element of the random encounter between sessions in the hallway, in the cafeteria, like that kind of synchronicity. So there is definitely a place for, I call them synchronicity generators. And as far as festivals go, oh my God, I mean, this is one of the things. Do we want to have a future where we've decided that it's just too dangerous ever to gather for a music festival or for a wedding or for a dance party?
Right.
Like, I mean, this, different people have different views. Some people would say, yeah, we need to be safer. Even if COVID disappears, you can get the flu, even the common colds, kills some people, especially old people, and it can spread to them. And like, you can have reasons that are not even dependent on COVID-19 to maintain lockdown forever. But but what I'm saying is that we are being asked a question we've never been asked before, because up until now, we've taken for granted the direction of society toward more and more control, more and more safety, more and more separation. And now we're being shown like a preview of the destination to which we've been headed. And we're being asked, do we really want that? And what are we willing to sacrifice? If we do not want that, are we willing to be maybe a little bit less healthy? Although that also, ultimately, we're not going to be more healthy by cutting ourselves off from each other.
No, I mean, immunity actually depends on interaction with our species.
Right.
And so the idea of isolation was never really the idea connected to health. So, I think you're right about the questions you ask. I'm just going to read a little passage from the coronavirus that I had written out that, do we want to wear masks in public all the time? Do we want to be medically examined every time we travel, if that will save some numbers of lives a year? Are we willing to accept the medicalization of life in general, handing over final sovereignty over our bodies to medical authorities as selected by political ones? Do we want every event to be a virtual event? How much do we want to live in fear? It's not hard to imagine, especially if social distancing is successful, that COVID-19 persists beyond the 18 months we're told to expect it to run its course. It's not hard to imagine that new viruses emerge during that time. It's not hard to imagine that emergency measures will become normal, just as the state of emergency declared after 9/11 is still in effect today. And it's not hard to imagine that reinfection is possible so that the disease will never run its course. That means that the temporary changes in our way of life might become permanent. Well, we're 6 months into it. You wrote that in April, or maybe even March, I'm not sure.
Yeah, March.
And we're 6 months into this now, and it looks like these changes are not going away. Here in Vermont, we were told 2 months to flatten the curve. The curve has been flat for a while now, quite a while. And there's no change in, what we're allowed or not allowed to do. There's a little bit of relaxing on the number of people that can gather inside, but they have to wear masks.